The year 2025. John Cena is main eventing a WWE PLE as WWE Champion. Seth Rollins is Mr. Money in the Bank. And R-Truth is the most trending WWE superstar on social media. That's right, even Loki wouldn't understand this WWE timeline. We are reviewing Money in the Bank from Los Angeles tonight at the Intuit Dome. It was a very solid premium live event put on by Paul Levesque and Lee Fitting. I do have to say, Seth Rollins winning the Money in the Bank ladder match was predicted, though they made you think that something else was going to happen, and people that you thought were going to get involved didn't get involved. So they threw you a little bit of a curveball while giving you the same result. Cody Rhodes pins John Cena in the main event, the tag team main event between Cody Rhodes, Jey Uso, John Cena, and Logan Paul. That's what I had predicted as well. Naomi wins the women's Money in the Bank match. Dominic Mysterio retains his Intercontinental Championship. Becky Lynch wins the Intercontinental Championship on the women's side from Lyra Valkyria. There's a lot to get into tonight. I want to start with the biggest thing, and that is Ron Killings. He's not just back. Ron Killings is now almost debuting in the WWE, you could say, because Ron Killings is now a WWE superstar. R-Truth was released last Sunday, 6 whole days ago, if you can believe it or not. It feels like 6 months, but R-Truth was released on Sunday, June 1st, and Ron Killings returned tonight to attack John Cena and smash him over the head with that WWE Championship, allowing Cody Rhodes to pick up the Crossroads and the 1, 2, 3, 4, the win. R-Truth was legitimately, in my opinion, Triple H said in the press conference tonight, answering a question from a reporter from USA Today, saying that you enjoy the show, it's all a part of the show, man. Verbatim, that is what he said, insinuating that this R-Truth thing was just an angle. He wasn't actually released. It was an angle to see if the WWE Universe would react. It did. If it was an angle, it worked spectacularly. R-Truth is probably the most beloved superstar in WWE history, not just, technically from a megastar perspective, because he's not that, but from the comedic and entertainment standpoint, which WWE is. It's World Wrestling Entertainment. World Wrestling is where I feel like, the CM Punks of the world, the Seth Rollins, the Roman Reigns fit. The entertainment side, you have John Cena, you have Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, and yeah, you have Ron Killings, R-Truth as well. R-Truth was, in my opinion, legitimately released 6 days ago from the WWE. The fans had an uproar about it on social media, X, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, whatever platform you have it. Rumble was even rumbling for R-Truth. I think that WWE, Paul Levesque, as well as Nick Khan, had a decision to make. We got to bring this guy back. There were rumors that they had offered Ron Killings a contract for significantly less pay, given that he is more part-time and they don't use him on camera and in the ring as much anymore. And he denied it. So the WWE and him decided to part ways. The contract was not renewed, and R-Truth made a statement out on social media on X saying that he was released from the WWE, much to the shock and dismay of WWE fans all around the world. The last 6 days, the "We Want Truth" chants spread like COVID in 2020. We want truth. We want truth. We want truth. We want truth. On and on and on and on and on. R-Truth was the #1 trending professional wrestler for an entire week. The 53-year-old Ron Killings, who's never been WWE champion, he's never main evented a WrestleMania, he's never main evented a SummerSlam, he's main evented, I think, 2 PLEs in his entire career, Survivor Series 2011 and Capital Punishment 2011, both against John Cena. Ron Killings is one of the most over and one of the most beloved superstars in the history of professional wrestling. Fans knew that. Fans recognized that. The fans wanted it. In 2014, the fans wanted Daniel Bryan to main event WrestleMania. The WWE Universe's voices were undeniable. He got the main event. He beat Triple H, Batista, and Randy Orton in the same night. Daniel Bryan, of all people. Cody Rhodes was removed from the WrestleMania 40 main event so that The Rock could face Roman Reigns for the WWE Undisputed Championship. The fans said, "We want Cody." And that trended for a week, making WWE pivot into Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns with The Rock turning heel. This time around, it was a little bit different because this isn't a guy that they wanted to see in the main event. This was a guy that they wanted to see him get his job back. R-Truth had a hilarious 17-year run with the WWE. Starting with the WWE in the early 2000s, going to TNA, coming back to WWE in the late 2000s. He had a 17-year run with the company that was just abruptly ended out of nowhere, out of a release. R-Truth chants just spread across the world, forcing, in my opinion, Paul Levesque to sign him back to a WWE contract. I wonder what the deal was, if R-Truth accepted the money. Maybe R-Truth himself was so enamored and so overwhelmed by the fans' response for him that he decided to come back and wanted to be a part of the atmosphere and create that moment that we saw tonight at Money in the Bank. That could be a reason. Or maybe they came together on a lucrative deal, that R-Truth got the money that he rightfully deserved because the WWE Universe's voices were heard, and the WWE said, this guy is freaking valuable. So R-Truth, he's going to be back as Ron Killings, it looks like. Ron Killings is back in the WWE. We'll see if he's the same old R-Truth or if we see a more real version of Ron Killings, given that he's going by Ron Killings in this next phase of his WWE career. So welcome back, R-Truth, after 6 days of being unemployed. John Cena gets smashed over the head by R-Truth. Again, Cody Rhodes picking up the pinfall victory over John Cena. As I predicted, this is going to set up John Cena versus Cody Rhodes, presumably, in my opinion, at WWE Night of Champions in Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia pays the big bucks. They get the big main event. Rhodes versus Cena, the WrestleMania 41 rematch in Saudi Arabia in 3 weeks at the end of June at Night of Champions. We'll see where the world title goes from here. 2 days from now, Jey Uso is going to be defending the World Heavyweight Championship against Gunther on Raw, Phoenix, Arizona. Maybe the new Mr. Money in the Bank might have something to say about that. Maybe Seth Rollins cashes in Money in the Bank right away. Like I said yesterday, Triple H apparently isn't a huge fan of the Money in the Bank contract. We'll see how long Seth Rollins actually holds it. Jey Uso versus Gunther's not the only thing happening on Monday Night Raw. Nikki Bella, of all people, Scottsdale, Arizona's own, returning to the Footprint Center in Phoenix, Arizona on Monday Night Raw with Evolution coming up. I would love personally, and I might be the only one out there that would love to see this in John Cena's farewell tour, the final time we ever see him in Phoenix, Arizona. He has an on-screen confrontation with his ex-fiancée, Nikki Bella. I mean, is that too much to ask for? Is that too personal? Is that something that they'd want to do together? I mean, it's been 7 years since they've been together, but we'll see if John Cena and Nikki Bella get in the ring together. As a fan, that would be a jaw-dropping moment, at least for 5 seconds. But we'll see what John Cena has to say on Monday Night Raw. It is his final time in Phoenix, Arizona. I think him and Cody Rhodes will probably have a confrontation to set up that match at Night of Champions. Logan Paul continues to impress everybody in the world in the WWE ring. He is the most talented celebrity to come into the WWE and compete in a squared circle. I mean, that backflip moonsault off the ropes, crashing into the table against Jey Uso, my God. Like, I don't think anybody else has the ability to do something like that. Maybe a Pat McAfee, but Logan Paul's doing it at a high level, able to hold up his phone too while Cody Rhodes delivered the suplex off the top rope. I mean, that's insanely difficult to do, to focus on landing on your back like that in a frontwards way and also hold your phone. And then Jey Uso frog splashes him, the Uso splash onto him as he's still holding the phone. It's glorious what Logan Paul has been able to do. And then Seth Rollins is the new Mr. Money in the Bank. Seth Rollins wins, very predictable, in my opinion. He was the clear favorite. The only other guy that I thought could have beat Seth Rollins in this match was Solo Sikoa, but they played off the Jacob Fatu angle already. I thought if Solo won the Money in the Bank contract, they could extend that storyline for another 6 months to a year with Solo and Jacob, but they pulled the trigger tonight. I thought Seth Rollins was going to win, but I also thought Sami Zayn, CM Punk, and maybe Roman Reigns were going to get involved. None of those guys showed. If I was a fan in Los Angeles, I would have been a little PO'd that at very least CM Punk didn't show up because everybody was chanting his name, expecting him to come out when Seth Rollins climbed the ladder. We did not get that. Instead, we saw the different angle, Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed getting involved with Jacob Fatu and JC Mateo getting involved to kind of balance that out. And then Solo Sikoa climbing the ladder with Jacob Fatu being kind of his henchman, kind of like Kane was with Seth Rollins 11 years ago, watching for outsiders, and then Jacob Fatu did the thing that was probably predictable, and I'm like, okay, they're making the turn tonight. Jacob Fatu with the full-fledged babyface turn, taking out Solo Sikoa, saying, I hate you, and then the crowd saying, Solo. So that's probably going to set up Solo Sikoa versus Jacob Fatu for the U.S. title, whether that be in Saudi Arabia or whether that be at SummerSlam at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. Time will tell. That'll probably culminate at SummerSlam, given that those two have had over a year of history together. together on camera. I mean, they are family. They're both Fatus, and they get to battle it out, cousin versus cousin, at SummerSlam, presumably. Again, with Night of Champions right around the corner and Saudi Arabia throwing all of that money towards WWE, they're going to be probably putting on a pretty big card for that as well. My biggest thing now moving forward is if Seth Rollins is going to cash in his Money in the Bank contract immediately, or if they're going to have him have a similar run with the briefcase that he did 11 years ago. I mean, it is crazy to say it's the year 2025 and Seth Rollins is Mr. Money in the Bank and John Cena is the current WWE champion, and R-Truth, Ron Killings, is the most trending professional wrestler in the world right now. It is bonkers to hear that out loud. I think Seth Rollins is going to cash in his Money in the Bank contract for the World Heavyweight Championship pretty soon. If not on Monday Night Raw. Like I said, Jey Uso could get an ass whooping from Gunther and then win, and then he's primed for the picking for Seth Rollins. Or Seth Rollins does what he did at WrestleMania 31. He cashes in, makes it a triple threat match, and then pins Jey Uso to make, once again, Gunther not look weak by taking another pinfall victory or a submission from Jey Uso for the second time in 2 months. Either way, Jey Uso's World Heavyweight Championship reign is probably coming to an end fairly soon, whether it happens in Phoenix on Raw, Saudi Arabia, or even SummerSlam. Seth Rollins with the World Heavyweight Championship makes most sense with his rivalries with CM Punk and Roman Reigns still having to culminate over these next few months. But that was Money in the Bank 2025. What did you guys think? Leave the comments below. Remember to comment, like, and subscribe on our YouTube channel at O'Hara and Friends. This was the Money in the Bank preview show. Tell me what you think.